This live stream is presented to you by MaxspeedTV. All live streaming content that is presented in this telecast is owned by MaxspeedTV, Rudy Cummings, and the entire crew of MSTV. This may not be rebroadcasted, retransmitted, and retelevised without written consent. Please enjoy today's broadcast.
iRacing. Oh shoot! Oh my god! I messed that up. Hold up! Restart! That's terrible. ACOG iRacing Super Speedway Series here for tonight. Thank you all for tuning in live on a MaxspeedTV. The worst way to spark off a broadcast. Thank you very much. Anyway, regardless, glad you can tune us in here live at Daytona International Speedway for tonight's event. Congratulations to myself. I already ruined the broadcast. Oh my. My name is REYES.
And I'm Dewey Shrim. Please don't judge us off our first impressions. We got a long night ahead of us here tonight. But, well, it's the Super Speedway Series, which is always exciting. We had a photo finish earlier tonight in the Street Stock event. Only 2/1000ths of a second. So, see if we can have another finish like that here for tonight. But before we get ourselves too deep into what's to come, we might as well bring up our points to see where everybody sits here after the first handful of races. And right now, it is a 1-point advantage for Ethan Harrison over David Bachman and Christian Visconti. But points are still pretty tight throughout this top 10 and even the top 15. And with a lot of cars here for tonight, a lot of these positions can easily change.
Yeah, I mean, the top two in points both have a win. David Bachman picking up a 4-wide win at Talladega in the old Gen 6. Ethan Harrison, of course, you saw that fantastic finish between him and his teammates. He sits on top of the board, but I mean, Visconti has been close. Got Brayson Collins up there as well. So it should be very interesting. Eduardo Munoz Jr., Matthew Klein in the top 10. So we got some very interesting names inside this top 10, and it should be interesting to, see. I think this is a very important race. Of course, halfway through the season.
It's honestly nuts because there's enough people here where, like, the 10th place car could walk out of here with the points lead if enough things go a certain way. So a lot of stuff can still change. And we've got a bunch of laps here tonight to determine how it'll all go. And speaking of, David Bachman currently tops on the charts here with just about a minute left here in the session, or in practice rather. And I am pretty pumped up for this one, I gotta say.
Yeah, that's right. We'll pull up our track info here on the right-hand side of the screen. If you haven't been to Daytona International Speedway, suggest you go there. I've been there to the Rolex 24. It was fantastic. We're running on the oval, though. 2.5 miles in length, 31 degrees of banking, around 3,800 feet of track on the straightaways. And we're running 50 laps, but that's just the heat itself, so not the main event. I mean, not 50-lap heats, but 50...
that was some pretty long heats.
Yeah, some pretty long heats if they're 50 laps, but if we're running a 50-lap main, and the heats will be 6 laps.
Yeah, and if you've never been to the 500, I also recommend that you do that. I haven't been there since 2010, but at the time of my life when I went. Track length 2.5 miles is this Daytona International Speedway oval configuration. Time of day, it is the noon session time here for tonight. Pit road speed is 55 miles per hour. We always have to watch to see if anybody comes in a bit too fast on those green flag stops. And the fuel window of 38 to 40 laps. So if this does go green all the way, they will have to pit at least once to top off on fuel. And a track temp of about 101 degrees. That's going to be pretty slick here tonight.
Yep, that's right. But luckily, it's a super speedway, so it shouldn't really factor in too much. But we'll scoot ourselves to the side as ATV freezes at a perfect time. We'll be right back here in just a moment to present our nation's colors. Rise out, remove your hats. And we welcome everybody back here live for the ACOG iRacing Super Speedway Tour. Round number 3 brings you here at the Daytona International Speedway, getting set to go green here in just a moment. Currently, drivers taking their fastest 2 around the racetrack. Qualifying, up and away. You get 5 minutes to log in those 2 laps. And right now on top of the board, drum roll please, it will be... Caden Wideawake.
There's your drum roll.
Perfect.
Yeah, Caden ran in the street stock race earlier, had a good run going, but got caught up in a wreck about halfway through, as did Lewis Galvin in the 7. So quite a few people that raced earlier, racing again here in the back half of the doubleheader here tonight. As the 195 currently
Holland.
tops on the charts.
That's Justin Holland, and you see that R right next to his name.
Yeah, we
That's
got 3 rookies on the top right now. And Mustache as well in 3rd. And got another rookie in 7th as Andrew Lutz. And then now Nathan Lyons to the top of the board, as this is going to continue to shuffle around. And there goes Dominic Howe and Dylan Basin. It'll probably change hands at least 5 more times before this is over, because that's how qualifying like this works. So we'll see who ends up out on top, but, you know, we still have the heats and everything. That, just as a refresher, that this order right here is not the order that the race will start, and this is just to determine the lineup for the heat events. Though, I mean, with only 6 laps, I mean, it's still pretty important to start up front, but it's not the end of the world if you don't.
Yeah, that's right. But, I mean, it's gonna... With the amount of drivers who are here, I mean, I need to relook at the entry list. I think we hit the 40 mark. So, if we hit over 43, I mean, somebody's going to go home. And we're at 38 right now, so right now it's not too shabby.
Yeah, for right now everyone's in, but stay tuned to see if more people show up.
Yeah, we'll see. Bunch of pop-ups, of course. Here, left and right.
Benjamin White in the 1 sits P1. With about 50 seconds left here in qualifying. Cole Williams, P2, who was 2 1,000ths of a second away from winning earlier tonight, but got beat out at the line by Eric Heater, who sits P15 on the board right now. So we'll see if Cole can get some redemption and maybe take the win here at Daytona.
I'll be huge for him if he does win at Daytona. I don't even know if he's ever won here. But you see Henry Tabor there in the 04. Still a couple people, you know, logging laps. Sertaj Mon in the 154. Man, Storm Patterson. There's a fair amount of people who took on time. But, I mean, this is, of course, not really going to determine where you're going to start in tonight's race. This is going to determine on what heat you're going to be starting in. So
it looks like Benjamin's going to be on the pole for Heat 1. And Cole on the pole for Heat 2? I'm not sure how many heats we're having.
Yep, 2 heats.
Well, there we go.
All right, so we'll pull
up. That's wrong because that's everybody. This is right. So this is your Heat 1 starting grid. Benjamin White and Dylan Basin, 2 of the strongest drivers here in ACOG, will lead us to the green.
Dominic Howe, Jasper Lengley going to round out row number 2.
And Lucas Mustage, apologies if that was pronounced wrong, will start in 5th. And Justin Holland, another rookie, will be off alongside him in 6th.
Another rookie, Caden Wideawake in the 58. He's going to be starting in 7th. Eric Heater in 8th. We'll go ahead and just run through the rest of the order really quickly on the bottom of your screen as we get ourselves set for tonight. I mean, for this first sheet. Saw there the 77, Ethan Harrison. He's
points leader.
Points leader, that's right. And Eduardo Munoz Jr. inside the top 10. He was also there as well.
So looks like 9 or 18 in this heat. And maybe 18 or 19 for the second one. So I think we have 37.
Yeah, actually 20. 20 in total in this heat. So we also got 20 in the other heat as well. There's still more drivers joining in. So.
So row 10 just said, you know what, we're not going to show you who those people are. But there are people there. Take our word for it. They're there.
Yep. There was Blake Kennedy and Matthew Klein.
We just skipped a whole row of people.
I don't know. I probably clicked the button too fast. My bad. I got a couple new camera sets, by the way. A bit of off-topic stuff. I made a new dynamic camera set, so I can't wait to use this and broadcast to you guys a bit of other camera angles I've sort of set up over the course of the evening. Hope you all can enjoy those shots here.
Always like finding ways to improve the quality of the broadcast.
Mm-hmm. So out of everybody here, who do you think is going to take Heat 1?
I'm inclined to say somebody in the top 5, just because it's only 6 laps and they're starting up there, but with it only being 6 laps, it would not shock me if they're 3x3 for the entire heat, and if one person makes a bad move, it's going to wipe everyone out, so it could literally be anybody, but I'm going to go with Basin here for this heat. We'll see, though.
Yeah, we'll have to see. There's Benjamin A. White. Number 1 machine gun work himself out on the board. Dylan Basin right alongside of him. Good to see him out on the racetrack as well.
Yeah, 2 of the more consistent guys. Always run towards the front. Always contend for wins. Showing why here in qualifying. Dominic Howe, another former race winner. Starting up towards the front. A lot of good names here in this first heat. So it should be a pretty competitive one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. The Gen 6 heats, though, man, they were messy because, of course, with the new aero package, a bunch of people didn't really know how to set up runs, and that, in result, created a very, very messy heat. A bunch of people wrecked out, but luckily we got the 6 laps in, but not with a lot of people left on the white flag. But here tonight is the Xfinity car, so I'm pretty sure everybody knows, hopefully knows what they're doing. Here we go, pace car gonna work itself off of the final corner. And Benjamin A. White gonna lead this thing to the green. You only get 6 laps to determine the top 15. And we'll have to find out on who those 15 will be. Green flag is out, up and away.
Yeah, and as long as we don't have over 43, even those that don't finish in the top 15 will still be locked into the field. Those have to start at the rear. We'll see how this all shakes out.
That 5th car in line, that's Master Jazz, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I don't know how you pronounced it earlier. I'm trying to think it off the top of my head, but he didn't get a good start, but now he's sucked up himself to the backside of that 86. He's moving himself forward.
Yeah, there's a bit of a separation on the high side as well between Lenglade and Holland, but that gap also has quickly been filled. So again, a very short heat, so there's only 5 laps to go already, and this thing just started, and you see a lot of blocking already as Benjamin shut the door there on Dominic. So, I mean, you would think, oh, the race just started. You wouldn't race that aggressive this early, but you only have 6 laps to make moves, so you're basically at the end of the race as soon as it starts. So they're going to be pretty hectic throughout the night as Dominic already takes over the top spot.
Yeah, Benjamin in that 1, he's going to do whatever he can to get himself to the front. Now he has a bit of help. I mean, he's the one helping that 08 to Basin, and Dominic is going to push himself right up against that 08, trying to pin him down against the outside barrier. It's not going to work. Now, now the 08 is trying to do the same thing like Dominic did, but it's not going to work either.
Yeah, it is very difficult to defend in these cars with the runs that they can get up on the top side. Obviously, being on the bottom is a big advantage, especially if a wreck happens. It makes it easier to avoid them. But if you have someone with a run up top like Benjamin does on Basin right now, probably will coming out of turn 2. It is extremely difficult to successfully defend that and keep those cars behind you. So we'll see who can be the best at it tonight, because whoever does probably win the race.
Bit of 3 wide maybe as a car shuffle left and right, but everybody stays stout. This is honestly the cleanest heat we've had this season, which is a bit
you
sad to say.
Now. We still got 3 laps to go, so we'll see if it stays that way.
113 is going to drop himself out.
Almost didn't.
Yeah, I think he was blinking big time, and that 113 is just going to pull out. And it's not like it's going to hurt him or anything like that. He's just going to pull himself on pit road.
Yeah, I'm sure the rest of these guys will appreciate that, as he's still guaranteed in the field anyway with there being under 43, so he'll have to start from the rear. About the only penalty, I guess, that will result from that. As down the back, Basin still leads, as here comes Lenglade to make a move up to the top side with help from Benjamin. Basin and Dominic still leading the bottom, and looks like we have some 3 wide potentially around 10th place.
Yeah, that's the 100 car. That's no, that's not the 100 car. One car's dead sideways. I think
Somebody
that was
got the wall.
Yeah, somebody got the wall, but man, they sort of disconnected back there. As that was Andrew Lutz Jr. who got dead sideways, and that was the 160 of Storm Patterson trying to take it 3 wide.
Yeah, and I think Storm might have gotten the wall as well, and he almost got turned right there into turn 1, as this pack is kind of split in half. Looks like it's about 10 or 11 cars now breaking away from the rest of the field, as Lenglade and Basin side by side for the top spot down the back for the penultimate time.
Oh, there we go! 58 and White got turned.
Oh, someone just went over. Oh,
whoa,
my
big
goodness.
wreck.
Somebody is tumbling through the air in the grass. That was a massive accident. We'll have to get a look at that after the conclusion of this heat. But out of 4, we're down to about 6 or 7 cars that are left, as Lenglade's going to block the big run that Benjamin had. White flag here in Heat 1.
You saw the quick replay on the left side of your screen. White flag this time by 1 more lap to go. Benjamin in contestant for the lead. He has that 86 up in the air on the high side, and here comes a pair of cats right behind. This is going to get interesting, as Justin Holland, one of the rookies, is maybe looking to take it 3 wide with Heater.
Yeah, and Heater's already won once tonight. I'm sure he'd love to make it 2. We'll see if enough of a gap opens up, as Benjamin's going to move back down to the bottom in front of Lenglade. And I don't know if he should have done that, because Dominic's going to have a big round of 4. And here comes Heater making the 3rd line.
3 wide off of 4. Who's going to get at the
Look at
line? Heater
Heater.
gets the push. Oh, Benjamin gets set sideways.
And they all save it. And at the line, Benjamin wrecks again. And it's Dominic Howe taking the win here in the first heat.
Whew, that was pretty hectic, but man, we got to scroll all the way back, and who's going to make 15th? I mean, there's a couple damaged cars who got involved in that 2 lap to go wreck.
We got to get another look at that wreck, too. Somebody went absolutely flying through the air in that. As you see a couple more stragglers here try to get themselves across the line.
Yeah, it's
Looks like it's Blake Kennedy.
Eduardo
I don't know
passes
who
him.
flipped, but
Yeah, it was a white car. He went flying. Oh my goodness.
yeah, he basically went, like, the nose dug in and he went flying.
Try to get a replay of it, but how do you... Right there, you see the wreck, and... Bang! Oh, what?
Oh my God!
That's the 2 of Eduardo Munoz
Jeez!
going flying.
That was weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he hit any bump or anything in the grass.
He got air and then he got launched. I don't know who hit him, but...
Rode it to blow over.
Jeez.
Man, that
And you
font...
see they kept piling in. Oh, somebody hit the... Storm Patterson hit the opening in the wall back there.
That reminds me so much of Myatt Snyder for some reason. I mean, the font itself as well. Like, Eduardo's running that, what font is it? The microgramma font?
That was nuts.
That car one, it was airborne and brings it down on all 4. He still crossed the start-finish line. I'm not really sure where, but we'll have to see once we do get ourselves into, do get full results of Heat 1. But here we go. Heat number 2. It's Cole Williams and Justin Johnson. Row number 1.
I have a moment to relax and breathe. Row number 2, the 3 of Nathan Lyons, and to his outside, the 12 of Garrett Hess.
Yeah, Brady Hall, the 119. He's a rookie, so it should be fun to see him out in the racetrack. Got Zimmer there as well in contention.
Row 4, Hunter Terpstra in the 095, another one of our rookies, and the 00 of Miles Nelson. Rest of the grid will scroll on the bottom of your screen. There's Henry Tabor and Marcus Vanderlee. The rest of your top 10. Christian Visconti had a decent run going earlier here tonight. There's Bachman, one of our points contenders, and looks like Tyson Gifford in the 91 round out the grid. So I think we got 39 here for tonight between the two heats.
Yep, that's right. I mean, there wasn't
Pretty
a couple
stout
of
field.
people. There wasn't a couple of people who did connect. So, those people were the 95 of Parker White. I'm not really sure if he's going to connect later, but Parker is back there in the 148 as well. The 148 of Richard Sprague Jr. did not connect as well. So, Lucas Masches, I think that's how you. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that last name. That 113, he did disconnect, so it seems as though it was some type of personal issue he had to deal with.
So as crazy as that 6 laps was, here's another 6.
Yeah.
Just as many cars. And we'll see how this finish compares to what we just saw. And it'll be Cole Williams, who came up just short just a few hours ago, and Justin Johnson leading us to the green.
Pace cars in.
Green flag, green flag.
Shebang! 6 laps to determine the top 15. Or not the top 15, I mean the right side of the grid as Zimmer.
The outside
the
order,
apron.
yeah.
That's right. That's right. And that 42 is getting a heck of a push from the 3. Sort of scaring me. Nathan Lyons is not really playing around. He didn't play around last time when we were at Talladega. And now he swings to the high side. Williams wanted to block it. Gets denied of it. Now he goes back down low.
Yeah, well-timed move there for the 3 running.
Ooh!
Yeah, that was a big move there. Yeah, Nathan running the scheme Jesse Wuji ran the last couple weeks in the Xfinity Series. We'll see if he can put it in victory lane here over the next couple laps as he makes another move up top to fend off the run from Justin, back down to the bottom, lap 1.
Yeah, Nathan Lyons, he's picking up where he left off from last week. Nathan was doing a lot of blocking toward the front, and seems as though he's doing the same exact thing. Now he moves to the high side. He's going to drop down to the bottom and shut off Zimmer. So, Nathan, reminded me of Benjamin A. White in that first heat. He's just controlling the front of the pack, but we'll have to see on how it's going to work as Nathan moves himself up top. He wants to move higher, though, and we're going to go 3 wide now.
We're going to go 3. And Nathan will move down to the bottom, and now Cole Williams is just in a world of his own right now with nobody to help him. But Justin will move back down, and just like that, we're 3 by 3 here coming to 4 to go.
Yeah, it's Tabor, I think, in the 04 on the bottom. He's making headway through. There's a 3 wide on the high side. That's Hess. Gonna get left out dry, unfortunately. They all shuffle back on in as Zimmer pulls himself to the front. Bit of shuffling again as here we go toward the front. This is not gonna work, I don't think. They're gonna stack up. Man, they're racing really aggressively in the second heat, but I'm surprised they kept it straight so far.
Yeah, there's been a couple of close calls already here tonight.
Yeah, there's a
And
close call right
Lyons
there.
move up again! Oh, boy.
Oh, trying to split him 3! That's somehow gonna work!
Oh,
and Tabor!
jeez, and the 04 took it 4 wide, and he's going to pay a price for that. It's actually Hess. There goes a lot of people. That
Schmidt's
was
in it,
down.
Hess is in it, the 72 Hankins, 34 Clapper.
That voice crack was bad. I'm sorry about that. Somebody went flying through the middle of the screen. 3 to go here in heat number 2 as Johnson's going to take the lead away from the 09 of Zimmer. That was a pretty wacky wreck right there.
All right. Lines tagged to the back bumper of that 42 as they head down the back stretch. Gonna get a quick replay of that. Wasn't really fast enough. Apologies about that. But regardless, now it's Lions doing a lot of pushing. Look out! They're gonna wreck.
Oh no! Yep. There goes pretty much the rest of the field as Cole's gonna go hard into the outside wall, and we're left with 2 people.
Yeah, left with 2 people. So it reminds me of last
Justin
week.
and it's Colton. That's it.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. I mean, Zimmer, he has to time this run out well. So there's 2 laps left. It's only himself and Justin. And Sertage is going to be 3rd. Looks like a few other people are hitting pit road. But it's just these 2. And as well as the race for the top 15. They got to get themselves, I mean, secure. Because you don't want to be in the LCQ. I mean, you do, since everybody is, they're going to make it. They're all going to make it, but rather not race a bit more, just get yourself up and away. But man, it seems as though Zimmer, you see what Justin did down the back. He broke the draft with Zimmer, and I think he's pulling away.
Yeah, it's like what they do at the Indy 500 almost, where they just kind of snake their way down the front stretch. So Justin basically doing everything he can to make sure that Colton doesn't get any draft whatsoever. And so he's got a 1.2 second lead with a lap to go, and I mean, they're literally the only two cars anywhere near the front.
And I think Colton, he also has damage on his right side, so I'm not sure if that nailed some RPM down, but Justin, he's long gone. He is checked out into a different zip code, and he's about to win the second heat. Very surprised about that, by the way. Usually you'd see Colton suck up himself to the backside at number 8, but I guess not. And Justin, easy W, work himself off a 4.
Yeah, pretty effortless win here for Justin Johnson, and this will net him a second place starting spot.
He's gonna wreck it across the line.
Take the win in unceremonious fashion here at Daytona in heat number 2. And it'll be Sartaj Mon in the 154 all the way back here. That'll finish in 3rd. And
there's your 15th
everybody
place
else
car.
that was in one of the wrecks, yeah.
And that's the Schmidt currently sitting 15th. I mean, they're still wrecking it and stuff and trying to get themselves going, but I think that's pretty much it. I'm just waiting for the rest of the guys to cross the start-finish line, and after that, we'll run our quoted LCQ, which is a 10-car sprint, which we're not going to have all 10 because not all 10 are here. It looks like 4 are not in the session, so we'll have like at least a 6-car LCQ. Yeah, so that'll bit of a small show for 8 laps of racing. If you're now just tuning us in here live here for the ACOG iRacing Super Speedway Tour, gonna go ahead and present our sponsors. ACOG iRacing League, of course, the league that we're currently broadcasting right now. The casual side of iRacing, competitive with a twist of sugar. ACOG will provide you the racing needed to have fun on and off the track. Apply through the iRacing website or visit their Discord through their social media on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Apply now. All right.
What if I don't?
I don't know. I guess you won't race ACOG.
L.
Here we go. Heat number LCQ. heat LCQ. Sorry, I screwed that up. But LCQ about to go up and away. Heat number LCQ. I screwed that up. Klein was our last LCQ winner, believe it or not. He won the Talladega LCQ. Reminiscent of what he did in IceCar. He ran it from 3rd on back, and Klein ended up picking up a W, which is ridiculous. And here he is in position, yet again, to do it again.
That was quite the finish that day.
Yeah, it was quite the finish the last week as well. So 6 cars to duke it out for 8 laps. Yeah, 8 laps. It might say 6 because ATVO might estimate the time remaining, but we'll have to see. It's for sure going to be 8 laps though. So, pick your driver off of these 6, and who you think is going to come up in front. But usually, since it's a smaller field, I think these drivers not going to take it as seriously. You might see some wild moves and stuff, and you might see some wrecks. Eduardo last week in that number 2, he got spun in that 3-car pack, and yeah, it was a bit of a mess. But regardless, it's an LCQ, not too much on the line. And there was supposed to be 10 here. The 4 other drivers again: Parker White, Will Cloud, Mitch Hobbs. Or no, not Mitch Hobbs. Actually, I have to go through the. Once the cars do cross the start-finish line, once they do cycle, I have to see on who those other drivers didn't start the race. But here we go.
Green flag, green flag.
Green. 8 laps, 6 cars. Those drivers.
Now, with the amount of cars in the field, everybody is going to be guaranteed into the field. So,
right.
I mean, The only thing that'll be determined here is just starting order.
Mm-hmm.
So they're I will just say it now. Do not be surprised if you see some questionable moves that you wouldn't see during a race.
Lines weaving in and out. Ooh. Still on that bottom. Got the 160 of Storm pushing him into the corner, and dooring up the racetrack, and 80 of Visconti really washed up, and Klein, oh man, he drifted up just a bit.
Uh-oh. Jeez,
Man.
he hit the apron again. I think Storm did as well.
Look at Hobbs just flying through the middle. Oh man, he is not wasting any time, but Will Cloud, Richard Sprague Jr., Andrew Lutz, and this is not gonna work.
Oh no, they all wrecked! Oh, and Cole hits the wall hard again. Second time in about 5 minutes that's happened to Cole.
Now it's left with these guys.
Oh boy.
And I think the cleanest car off of these, 3 is gonna be Storm. So if Storm can get hooked up with Hobbs, he's gonna go somewhere. And Visconti's just sort of a sitting duck, and I don't think Hobbs could even suck up to the backside of this 160. So Hobbs is gonna get left out to dry. He's gonna have to work with Klein, and Klein is damaged as well. Look at that move! Oh
my
man!
Goodness!
You talk about breaking ankles. Oh my gosh!
What a move from Storm Patterson right there.
I'm gonna swap it right back. So these guys don't want to work with each other. This is gonna drag Hobbs right back into it. Now they go back in line.
Well, Hobbs is gonna get caught in a minute anyway, because Klein and
Bachman.
What the other car is, or Bachman always blocking.
block him.
Goodness.
Oh man!
Oh my! Oh no!
Oh, he's still sideways. Oh, so much for it.
Oh no! Well, we'll see if Bachman and Mitch can attempt, or not Bachman, if Klein and Mitch can catch these two, as they will swap the lead again here into 1. They're about 2, or Mitch is about 2 seconds back. So if these two stay side by side, Mitch and Klein should be able to catch them in these next 4 laps.
This is our biggest, by the way, this is our biggest field we've had. I mean, regardless of driver count, we're running LCQ right now. So, ignore the current people out on the racetrack. Man, Storm just laid it to Visconti.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, this is also testing waters. I mean, say this is a white flag situation. You're the only 2 cars out ahead. You could sort of, experiment around on what you can do and what you can't with these cars. And on top of that, it's a bit of a secret here. If for any driver who's watching the broadcast, these aren't the actual setups that iRacing provides. I mean, the normal default set. These are actually the open setups, the faster set of the 2. So these cars are tuned to spec to go as fast as iRacing provided them to, not the normal default one. So
Fine with me. The more speed, the better.
Williams playing a lap car role. Everybody's down low. Visconti's gonna shove it down in there.
Oh my goodness. And for what it's worth, Klein and Mitch have lost these two. They're about 6 seconds back now. So if these two wreck each other, it's going to be between Klein and Mitch. So Klein might be setting himself up to win another LCQ here.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, who knows? If these 2 wreck each other, Klein's gonna
They're trying.
pull the magic out of the hat. And they're trying. They're trying. Oh no!
They did wreck. Oh no! Visconti spins. Patterson's gonna hold on to it, but Klein is 10 seconds back with damage. So I think Patterson still might win this.
I mean, Klein doesn't even have help, as Visconti just ran back up the track. And Klein runs right over him. We've hit the white flag, finally.
Boy.
Yeah, all these drivers, they're having a bit of tomfoolery as... Oh no, that's a checkered flag. He did run out of
The
time.
checker
That's
must have been a lap behind.
Yeah.
So Storm Patterson, well, that's...
Oh my gosh. Broski. And hey, cross the start finish line. How about that?
Oh my god. Well, Storm Patterson has won the LCQ.
Fantastic. I'm bewildered.
Oh my god.
Hopefully we don't see what we saw in the truck race in which they wrecked lap 1. We saw a big incident at Daytona last time we were here under the lights, and that was a very, very, very messy race. So, okay, getting ourselves back into rhythm after seeing a funny Peppa LCQ.
And now we can decompress.
Yep, decompress for the moment. Miss Bachman sitting there. If you're now just joining us here live, the MaxspeedTV broadcast, we welcome everybody, you 12 viewers watching. I see y'all, actually, excuse me, 14. People still getting themselves going. Bachman gets a hit from Cole Williams. But, yeah, it's still pretty solid. And I cannot wait to see on how this will all go. 40 drivers in total. Well, actually not 40 because a couple people did disconnect. Total 38 in total. To duke it out for 50 laps, and I mean that's not a lot of laps. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see on how this will all turn out. Here we go. We'll show our starting grid here on the bottom side of your screen as we skip past the warm-up section. And row number 1 going to be Dominic Howe, Justin Johnson.
And in row number 2, Eric Heater, the winner from earlier tonight, and Colton Zimmer in the 09.
Row number 3, Joe Berge. Sertaj Mon in the number 154 right alongside of him. And by the way, everybody who was in heat number 1 is going to be on the left side. Everybody on heat number 2 is going to be on the right side.
And in row number 4, the 083 of Jasper Lenglade and the 72 of Kiloa Hankins.
Row number 5 in the final row, we're going to lead off. That number 1, Benjamin A. White in 9th spot. Got Miles Nelson in the 00. Also right behind him. Rest of the order is going to be shown on your screen. Find your favorite driver and hopefully they will win here for tonight. Should be a lot of fun to see on how this will all turn out as the drivers get themselves lined up. Of course, ATVO lagging and skipping through 500 drivers. Appreciate it, ATVO, but here's 9th row, Caden Wideaway, Landon Willis, and everybody else.
That's how it happens sometimes, as we'll scroll our way down through the 20s. Let's see where the rest of the field will shake up.
We got
There's
some notable
Ethan
names.
Harrison, points
There he
leader
is.
coming in tonight, starting 29th, pretty deep in the field here. As the last couple of rows scroll by. And we'll see if all 38 of these guys grid up.
Yeah, we're still waiting for a few other drivers to get themselves going. What is happening?
What? What?
What? The pace car is all the way over there, and these people, seems as though they were snoozing a bit. And yeah, the pace car is all the way in turn 3. I'm not really sure what happened. I'm not sure if it glitched or something like that, or these people were caught napping.
This is just the night where everything is going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's that night.
We haven't even taken the green yet, and we already got some interesting things going on.
Alright, man. Lights are back on the pace car. We're not going green this time. We are not going green.
Okay, so gonna add a pace lap. So I guess we're gonna get some pre-race shenanigans out of the way. Oh, pace car glitched apparently. I have no idea what happened.
How?
I mean, I want to get a replay of that. What? I'm curious how that happened. We'll get a quick replay of what in the world I just witnessed. Everybody just went off?
What?
What happened? I mean, oh, the engines couldn't fire. Oh, what you call it? I guess when the pace car started rolling off, that was weird.
Oh my goodness.
I have no idea what the heck just happened. That's an iRacing glitch. Probably people need to look to need to look forward to. But I mean, I guess not. Was it an iRacing glitch? Was it not? I'm not really sure. I mean, these people are confused on the chat. These people are all over each other. We're gonna have a lap 1 wreck. These people are too riled up.
I'll just say this. If there's something you've never seen in iRacing before, leave it to this league, because you will see it.
Yep. ACOG at its finest, guys. I don't even know what's going on anymore. But regardless, finally, we got everybody regrouped, though. So we added the extra pace lap.
Oh, boy.
Oh my gosh. Whatever. Not like it's too disastrous. Whatever. They've taken an extra pace lap. I guess it's whatever. Get your tires warmed up and stuff like that. Here we go. We're about to go up and away here for the ACOG race number 3 of the season. Glad you could tune us in here live on MaxspeedTV. Dominic Howe, winner of heat number 1. Justin Johnson, winner of heat number 2. Gonna lead the thing to the green. Pace cars on in. 50 laps into the books. Here we go.
Green flag.
We are up and away here in the main event after all the different things that we've seen so far tonight. Finally in the big show, and it's Dominic Howe and Justin Johnson leading us through 1 and 2. As a big shot there from Sartaj to Heater. And looking through the field, it looks like there was a pretty uneven start because the whole field is pretty disconnected already.
Yeah, I mean, you can see like this half and also that back half of the field. So 3 wide already. These drivers are wasting no time to get themselves through. That's a Lenglade, I think. No, the 083. Yeah, that is Lenglade. He's up on the high side. That's with Hankins as well.
As Zimmer now the leader on the bottom. And another reminder, they are not good on fuel to the end. The window is about 38 to 40 laps. So at some point tonight, these guys are going to have to make their way down onto pit road. So we'll see how that shakes out when they get there. And into 1. Still 3 wide around 10th place. As Virgie looks like has now made his way up into the top 5.
Man, where did he come from? He worked himself all the way back from, I think, I'm not really sure, but now I see a couple drivers dropping themselves to the apron. Now everybody's grouped up. So we're going to see on who's the aggressors, who's not. Who's the people who want to be working themselves toward the front, and who's those drivers who want to be laying in the back.
I'm personally one of the people that usually likes to lay in the back in this kind of races. It's just a personal preference of mine because there's advantages and disadvantages to both, and you almost saw one right there as to why you like laying in the back. It is a big save by Sartaj there in the trialable. But yeah, there's definitely pros and cons to doing both, but my personal thing is to always lay in the back until about maybe 15 or 10 to go, and then try to make your way up to the front.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Bergie was blocking that second lane. Sartaj wasn't taking any of it, and he worked himself around through the middle. Benjamin peeked up there. He doesn't have any help. Seems as though everybody's still fair as of right now, but
for now. Yeah, they're pretty antsy already.
A couple of rookies inside this top 10. That's Justin Holland in a 195. He's 4th on the bottom as of right now. He's sandwiched between Lenglade and Kiloa Hankins, so watch out for him as we progress through the night. 3 wide again.
Quite a few rookies here in the field tonight. I think it's at least 5 or 6. So we'll see how they all do here over the remaining 46 laps in tonight's event. As Dominic has retaken the top spot here.
Wow.
After briefly losing it. And we're going to go 3 wide for the lead here into turn 3 between Justin, Dominic, and Sartaj.
Yeah, that did not take long. 3x3 action. It's Sartaj up on the high side. Dominic in the middle, Justin on the bottom. Man, a bit of contact there with the 09. It's 3. They're getting all over the place. And that 3, you know he's going to be aggressive.
Yeah, Lyons is a bit squirrely there in the middle. And The middle is about the worst place you can be scrolling with because you have a car on either side of you that could potentially cause something to go wrong. As Dominic moves down to the bottom, and he'll get past here about 3 of Lions. He'll put the 3 into the top spot for the first time tonight, and Joe Burgee is kind of stuck where he is.
Oh, there we go!
It's the 86. Sartaj does a wheelie down the backstretch. Multiple cars go spinning all over the place here. One car gets hammered there on the pavement on the inside. Caution is out here on lap number 5, and that did not take long at all. And Burgee just kind of got sandwiched.
Oh man, yeah, he was getting all sorts of sideways, and it bit him. I mean, he was right in between that whole entire mix, but we're gonna have to see in what happened as we're gonna get a slow motion replay.
Yeah, he just came down, got loose, and touched the 86 again.
Yep.
I think he might have alt forward to try to avoid a wreck, but it was already too late at that point.
Yeah, and he was blinking as well. He blinked out.
Yeah, he was blinking. Yeah, and Dominic came back up the hill, and Sartaj did a full-out wheelie here down the back. He did like a front blowover, but didn't completely go over. It was a weird-looking wreck. Nathan Lyons, I'm sure, is pretty happy he got the top spot before that all happened, though.
Whoosh. Hankins in it, Lutz is in it, goes Howell right there to the inside, and Burgee got pounded in the back. You saw the 83 go spinning wildly. I'm not sure who hit him, though.
Yeah, that's the car I was referring to. I didn't know that was Burgee himself, and ooh, boy.
That was Bachman, but looks like he net-coded through it. But that guy didn't. I'm not really sure who that was.
I kind of wonder if Sartaj might be fine despite going up in the air like that. It didn't look like he got that much damage.
We'll have to see.
I don't know how much suspension damage he got from going up in the air like that, but he might be okay.
It might not look pretty. I mean, it might look pretty on the outside, but inside it's probably gonna...
Yeah, hard to tell.
Hard to really tell. Right. Pit road's open. One car nails the pit barrier. I mean, Colton Zimmer overshot it big time, and he locked it down, and he hit the inside wall. That was the car.
We really are seeing everything tonight.
Yeah, that's the car right in the middle of your screen. Some more drivers getting in and out. Another car spun in the background. You see it over there.
Oh, pretty eventful start to the night. So this is interesting. So the window for fuel was about 38 to 40 laps.
Mm-hmm.
We're probably going to go green with, I think, 41 or 42 to go. And it would not shock me if everyone comes back down and tops off on fuel. So this could end up being a race of trying to save enough fuel to make it those extra couple laps. And if that's the case, it's probably going to result in the lead spot being a game of hot potato, because the leader is the only one that can't save fuel. So nobody's going to want to be up there. At least I would think so.
Yeah, I mean, some drivers going to opt to top off. One of them was Matthew Klein. You got a fair amount of drivers who topped off on fuel. I mean, there's all these drivers toward around 11th, 12th, 15th on back. Like, they all topped off. So we might have the same situation of what we saw in the truck race, in which you had a fair amount of people saving fuel, but then you got another half who decides to come on in, but at the same time, you got way more cars here than you did in the truck race.
Yeah, so like I said, we're going to go back green here with 42 to go. In the window of 38 to 40. It's going to be really, really close in the fuel department here.
Lot to see. You will have to see. You're going to see a long line of drivers who topped off on fuel toward the back. Here they all are. As we're going to get set to go green. Pace car is in.
Green flag,
Green.
green flag.
That 7 Lewis did not get a good start. I mean, he's going to jam the whole entire outside line. A couple drivers going to squeeze through the middle, but one driver just squeezed himself through. I think it was Lengblade, but up front, the number 3, Nathan Lyons. That 3 is going to be as aggressive as he can toward the front, and I'm pretty sure
they're probably going to shuffle Galvin out pretty quickly. Oh, no!
What a save!
What?
I cannot believe they saved it, but this is looking disastrous.
Oh, there are 3, almost 4 wide. I don't know how Nathan Lyons saved that, but that looks horrible all the way around. But we got people all over the place now, 3 by 3, and that's going to cost Lyons some track position. As Justin Johnson is not going to take over the lead, but the caution has come out for an incident further back in the field, and it looks like Matthew Klein might be one of those involved. And I saw down the back there were some cars spreading out all over the place, and looks like here's our trouble spot.
Yeah, this is
somebody
Hunter Tespera, 75, Blake Kennedy.
Yeah, he hit the outside wall pretty hard here.
I'm not sure what they were doing toward the back. I mean, they were fine. Oh, Tao, what is he doing?
Yeah, I mean, he had a huge head of steam because everyone in front of him let off, and Kennedy, I think, just overcompensated for him being there. That's a pretty big lick, and nowhere for Klein to go either. Everybody else let off, and Dominic was like, well, I'll just take these free spots then. And
it's a double yellow line rule for Dominic. I mean, he did get blocked down there. I'm not really sure. Oh, no.
I mean, he only got 2 tires below the line. He didn't go all the way down below it.
Right.
A tough break, though, regardless, for Kennedy and Klein.
And you see there, the 77 to Harrison. He snuck himself through.
And this will probably make us good on fuel to the end now. It'll be right on the line now. And that was probably a welcome caution, because with the way they were looking up towards the front, that had huge wreck that takes half the field out written all over it. So it gives everybody a chance to reset here and hopefully have a bit of a more organized restart this time around.
Okay. Of course, bunch driver is going to go in and out. It's going to be a quick caution. Bachman sets it 1 lap to green. So all these drivers going to top off on fuel. So they're going to be able to make it to the end. But these drivers, however, who all stayed out, it's going to be very interesting for them, because they're going to be in an in probably fuel saving spot. I'm not really sure. It's going to be close to fuel for these drivers right here. And all those drivers who did come on the pit road, they're going to have to start single file. So if Justin wants to... If Justin wants to hit the throttle early, he's definitely going to separate the pack. And if he wants to get a green flag run in, I'd be Justin. I wanna go now. Once the pace car hits pit road, a bunch of people toward the back are trying to time the restart to jump it. Now they do, and we're gonna have a big scramble toward that midfield.
Oh, they almost wrecked already. They're gonna get all bunched up again. They are not taking long to make moves already, and somebody almost hit the wall there into one. So what we just saw in the last restart looks like it might happen again down the backstretch.
Go down the back. Hobbs gets all the help he needs for that from that number 3. Pull himself to the front.
3x3 further back, around 10th to 12th place.
3 Lions, who was looking through the middle. That's obviously not going to work. There was no hole really there, but everybody gets themselves filed down to the bottom.
Yeah, Lions has been really, really aggressive so far, trying to get himself up to the front and stay there. Which, I mean, I can obviously understand wanting to lead the race, but, you know, you can't alienate the rest of the people around you and get everybody mad at you this early, because then later on in the race, if you need help to get back up there, no one's going to want to work with you.
And that 09...
Oh! And he just doored somebody, and that's going to stack up the inside, and that's going to cause a huge wreck down the backstretch. Caution is back out here on lap 13. Storm Patterson, one of those, in some trouble. And that is exactly what I was talking about, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was a awkward-looking stack-up, honestly. That went through that whole entire turn, and after then, it finally exploded off of turn 2. We'll have to see what happened, though.
Yeah, Lions, I think, doored, I don't know who that was, but doored the car beneath him, and it stacked the whole inside up, and somebody didn't get the memo fast enough. I think it was Wide Awake that he got into.
Oh, yeah, that 3 definitely caused that incident.
And it just stacked, and Zimmer got into, I think, Andrew Lutz, and somebody else got tagged and went back up the hill. Granada's in the outside wall as well. There are a couple other ones. We'll get another view of it here. But Zimmer, I think, getting into Lutz set this off, and somebody else went flying back up the track. We'll see who it is.
I don't know why Wide Awake was trying to make it 3 wide. He doored.
Yeah, he came up as well. That was... I think they both had the same idea at the same time, and they ended up hitting each other. Is what that really was. Yeah, they both tried to take it 3.
Of course, everybody started,
the
stack
21
up.
was the one that got sent up the hill, Willis.
That's
So
Landon.
I think Zimmer pushed Lutz into Willis, and they all went around. And at that point, it just clogged the whole track up. So, big mess here early on in the running. That, unfortunately, is probably going to take some more people out of contention here tonight.
He's going to get Newell. Awesome now. Bunch of drivers are gonna hit pit road. Schmidt there in the 79. It's like Eduardo. There he is. Man went flying in the infield earlier. This is going to be a longer caution for everybody to get repairs and such. and we nearly hit the limit, the time limit last week at Talladega. So there's a 1 hour time limit to get in a set amount of laps. Whoa, excuse me. They made it with about 20 seconds left to go in the session on the white flag. With the way these cautions are popping up, if they don't get a green flag run, this is gonna be, This is gonna turn into the same situation of what we saw in the next gens. I mean, not next gens. What am I saying? The Gen 6, the Gen 6 stuff. In which not a lot of cars are gonna... I mean, there's not gonna be a lot of time to make it all the way to the white flag. But I'm pretty sure with that big wreck wiping out a bunch of people, we've now simmered down. We've now, I think, filtered out enough people in which we could get a green flag running. Because
we're down about 8 or 9 people now, I believe.
Oh yeah, and more than that, I think, because there's definitely drivers who are going to be off pace, and I'd say there's only about 20 cars. There's 27 on the lead lap, and I'd say about 20 cars are still in contention for this one.
Yeah, I would expect a damage pack to form pretty soon off the restart here. But I think at this point, fuel is no longer going to be an issue, so it's one less thing these guys have to worry about here for the rest of the night. So there'll be Johnson and Hobbs leading us back to the green with 2 rookies right behind them.
Green, green, green.
So Justin, he hit the throttle a bit early. He didn't go on green that time. Hobbs is going to be able to slot himself back in line. And this is going to probably fan out a lot of people. If you were laying toward the back, this is not going to look good for you. I mean, look at them. They're already 3 wide back there. Look at the separation that Justin has provided himself because of that jump. He's with Hobbs, though, but that's not going to be enough to prevent from getting ran over.
Yeah, and Wide Awake just got left all alone up top, and he's already down to about 10th place. I don't know if he decided to go up to the top side and go to the back, but lost a lot of ground early, as at least for the time being, we get a top 2 breakaway.
Yeah, but they're going to get caught up here in a moment. Luckily for Justin, it's not going to be as big of a run as he thought he would have had, because Justin has a pusher, that 89 of Hobbs in the mirror. But here comes that outside line. It's Miles Nelson's the first one to reach Justin. Sort of stalled out, though. He drifted up. But now he's there. A lot of shuffling toward the back as well.
Boy.
Oh, a bunch of people just screwing around back there.
They're going all over the place back there.
Yeah, they're screwing around.
There's 2 of them back there.
Yeah, that's a Visconti and probably his teammate. But up front, seems as though Miles Nelson didn't get as great of a run as I thought. I thought he'd take the lead, but looks like it didn't happen. And now, here he is. He's re-racking one back, but Hobbs did a nice job of pushing Justin fast enough in which Miles couldn't grab the lead. Car taking it 3 wide toward the back. One car right up against the barrier as the sun is going to get blocked out here for the moment. They're going to go 3 wide. Miles all the way to the barrier, and this is going to probably turn into a 3 wide scenario. Here comes Schmidt. He's going to take the bait through the middle.
Yeah, and there's Bachman all out to dry. He's going to actually hit the wall a couple times getting out of the way. And out of 4, they're all bunched up now. And they're thinking about going 3 again.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did take it 3. There's still a lot of aggressive drivers still in here. No offense to them, but like you still have the 3 of Nathan Lyons. He still probably wants to work himself up there. The 160 is Storm Patterson. He wants to work himself in the mix. He's taking it 3 now on Schmidt. Schmidt's going to be left all back to dry, and no, never mind. He got a bit of help. But man, because that 3 wide action was taken, that 160 went nowhere, and that 04's leaning all over him.
I thought he was going to get turned right there. Thankfully, he did not, as Johnson will jump out of line around the 00, and he'll have some help from Mitch, and it will be the 8 getting at the line.
Man, look at them, top 4 pull away. Oh my goodness, they are gone. That's benefits to an open set as well. Oh, to a faster set, excuse me. You're going to be able to pull away like that, but not by much. It's going to be able to, if you have a good enough run, you're going to be able to disconnect yourself just by a moment. And Nelson was looking to go in front of the 86. It just didn't work, and I got a bunch of cars going down low to fill the gap where Miles Nelson was. I think it was Bachman to the bottom. No, never mind. That was the 58 of Widewick. Johnson has yet to pit. Keep that in mind, so the more this thing goes green, the less amount of time he's going to have to save fuel, so it's not looking good for him right now, but if I was Justin, maybe you could slot yourself right behind and start saving a bit of fuel.
And I don't know if they need to worry about saving fuel for right now, but it's never a bad thing, especially since the possibility of overtime still exists.
Right. They're still screwing back there. Visconti. Oh! Contact! Hobbs and Howe just got into each other. That really fanned out a bunch of people. They checked up, though, in time, and they keep themselves stout.
Yeah, they got it all right. I just hope the cars that are messing around at the back don't end up causing a caution. Because that would be pretty bad if they did.
No, they're probably, those drivers toward the back, they're probably they're laying back there for a reason. Bit of contact there with Hobbs and, I mean, not Hobbs, but Howe and Lyons. Justin's doing a nice job, though, keeping himself up front, and plus, since there's not a lot of cars here, it's easier to control, and the environment is way more calmer than what it was earlier.
Yeah, it's definitely mellowed out a bit now that we've had those couple of early wrecks. And oh boy, almost jinxed that right there as somebody was dead sideways out of turn 4. That was Nelson. Thankfully, he held on to it. But still definitely a calmer race than what we had in the first 50 or so laps.
Now everybody's getting themselves into a rhythm. This top half of the field, I guess. They want to be toward the front. Those drivers toward the back, they just want to lay back there.
Yeah, and even though they've kind of mellowed out, I mean, we're going to hit halfway next time by, so, I mean, we're, like, just as it starts to get calm and organized, we might see it go ramp right back up again. Now they're going to be in the back half of the event.
And keep in mind, these drivers, I mean, we just hit the 30-minute mark. It's 31 minutes and 48 seconds into the event, and we're now past halfway. Do the math. I mean, we're not going to make it via time limit, but of course we had those cautions for those first 30 minutes.
Oh, this time limit is news to me.
Right. We nearly hit it last week. But I don't think it's going to pose a big issue.
Yeah, hopefully we get this thing in without that becoming a problem, though. If we end up in overtime, it might be close.
Hobbs doing a nice job of pushing to the front. He stayed himself tagged onto the backside of that, of Justin. He's not really pulled out a line and made something happen, and now the man to get left out to dry is gonna be Nathan Lyons. So he has Dominic Howe as a pusher right behind, but not enough to really condense that outside line just yet.
Yeah, and that honestly, that's all right for right now. The way they're running is, again, it's calm and it's organized, but again, we're going to be hitting the back half of the race, so who knows how long it's going to stay that way.
3 wide. No surprise to see the 3. Back up in contention. Easily weaving himself through with his aggressive nature. And he has Dominic Howe as a pusher. I think they're going to go to the front. Justin, I mean, Hobbs can only push Justin for so much before he's going to lose this thing. And Justin is going to give the 3 his own medicine. They're going to go 3 wide because of it.
Oh boy, and that's going to allow Mitch to take the lead on the bottom. But they're all over the place now.
Yeah, man, the 3 is trying. Man, he made a really. Oh!
Oh, jeez.
They're just about 4 wide as they work around Wide Awake, who hit the apron. He was dead sideways. I cannot believe he kept it straight. They're still looking 3 wide. Wide Awake, man, he tagged the apron, and that car was all sorts of sideways. Now Hobbs leads it. They're all over each other. Justin slots himself in front of the 3. And Howe is looking up to the high side. This is just not going to happen. But they got themselves disorganized for the moment. Now they're getting reorganized.
22 to go at the line. So now we're seeing 2x2 for the most part, though the outside a bit disconnected. And I would think that if we're going to see 3 wide, it probably won't be till around, if I had to guess, probably 10 to go.
Right.
But we'll see what these guys do in the meantime.
Nelson was trying to side draft that inside line as much as he can. If that was the Gen 6 or the next gen, I mean, the Gen 6, yeah, that's right. The next, the Gen 6 or the next gen. Oh man, the 7! Oh, he just lost it!
Oh no! And 2 cars go hard into the outside wall, and that's going to cause the second pack to get caught up in this, as they're all trying to slow down to miss it. They're all still flying into frame, as the caution is back out here on lap 29, as people were going all over the place trying to miss that. And that 7 car is ready for the dumpster.
He got loose right in the center of the corner.
Yeah, I think he slapped the wall and had it fine, and then 2 other cars got together and flew up into him and added insult to injury. We'll get another look at it here, though.
Man, those drivers toward the back. They didn't do their job of slowing down, and they piled in.
I think he did.
I don't know if he got hit by the 04.
He just lost it.
No, just lost it. What?
Twice.
Right
Once,
there.
and again, and he overcorrected it. What?
Here comes everybody piling in.
Wide Awake got tagged, and then there's Harrison got spun trying to slow down for this, and he ends up hitting another car. 095 in there, Terpstra, 5-6 other cars also. Yeah, this would have been probably a 4 or 5 car wreck, but it was everybody in the second pack flying up on these guys, and they just couldn't react in time, and they all stacked up on each other.
Wow, huge move by Williams.
There's the 04, there's
the
Heater
77.
Harrison ends up getting into Hess.
That's points leader right there.
56. Yeah, he got run over, I think, by the 15.
Oh.
And there's Cole missing the whole thing on the apron. Clapper in the 34. And there's Harrison at the tail end. So this quickly turned into a much bigger incident with everybody coming in from that second pack that was all spread out.
Yeah, I mean, man, Hess really flew in there. Harrison was trying to slow himself down. He got turned.
He got run over, yeah. That was a bit of a messy one.
Pit stops up and away.
And if all goes right, these should be the final ones of the night, of course.
Bunch of drivers got a black flag.
Wonder if it was a double yellow line violation, though that should be cleared because they were avoiding an incident, if that's what it is.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
That was a pretty odd sequence there.
Yeah.
Bit of a mid-race decompression there.
Much confusion. I mean, I'm just trying to sort of check up on. What all really happened. The 77 is serving his penalty, apparently.
Well, what? I don't know why he got one.
I don't know why everybody got one, honestly.
Yeah, that seems like it should be one of those clear all kind of deals.
Yeah, so everybody got clear all, but it seems as though the 77, before he got the clear all, he was already serving his penalty. Or no, it looks like he's back on the lead lap. Or there he is. I'm not really sure what happened. Alright, gonna go green. 18 laps to go. 40 minutes deep into the session. Yep. And pace car's in. Green.
Flag, green flag.
Now, since there's not a lot of cars left, what will happen? How will this all come down to the end? I mean, you got the 3 still. Whoa! Al is blinking big time.
Yeah, I don't think they're done wrecking tonight.
No way.
I see Lyons is pretty aggressive already, trying to keep the lead. Mitch has a good run with help from Justin here into 3. And Mitch has the ability to come down if he so chooses, but I think he might be trying to drag the 8 with him before he does.
Yeah, it seems as though Justin Johnson, Mitch Hobbs, they're going to work with each other. They were stuck with each other.
Yeah, they've been a good portion of the race earlier. They've been together almost all night.
That's right.
They're working really well together. And they're going to run 1-2 here at the line, and they both come down to the bottom. And that's going to allow Storm Patterson now to lead up the high side with Cole Williams in 42, who barely missed out on the street stock win earlier tonight and wrecked in both the heat and the LCQ, but now finds himself up in the top 10 here in the late stages of the race.
And they're still making some big moves. Justin was looking up to the high side. It just didn't work, and now you got 2 separations, by the way.
The Lions got a big... Oh, go ahead.
Ooh!
Jeez. 16 to go at the stripe this time. It'll be Lions leading it.
Lions led the white flag, but he didn't win the race. It was last week. Looking for a bit of a redemption. As he tries to come down on Hobbs, it's not going to work.
For a split second there, I thought Patterson was going to try to take him 3 wide, but might have thought better of it there. As Nelson hit the apron in the middle of the corner, Justin will jump up to the middle in front of Lyons, and somebody just almost got turned back there. I think that was Klein.
Yep.
But he's going to go off-roading there through the grass. Hopefully he keeps it straight back there. As it'll be side-by-side between Mitch and Justin here out of turn 4. Nelson gets on the apron again. He and a couple other guys have been pretty squirrely down there for a majority of the night. There's been a lot of people touching the apron. And Eduardo Munez, who we saw go flying through the air in the heat race, now in the top 10 with just 15 to go.
How about that for that number 2 of Eduardo? I mean, Munez has been fairly quiet. And he's, that looks like 00 Miles Nelson's going to drop down to the bottom, so this is going to stall the inside line, and it's going to pull Justin Johnson forward. We'll see if the 3...
Cole! He made a big move up there with Visconti. Thought they were going to make it 3 up there.
Justin wants to hold middle. And he's not going to come down.
I think he was trying to make sure he was actually clear before he did it, and then the hole closed. We'll see, though. But definitely clear that Justin and Mitch are trying to work together here. So we'll see if they can keep the rest of the field at bay and maybe finish 1-2 like this.
Eduardo Munez Jr. in that number 2, yet to go to victory lane. He's sitting in second. How about that 2? He's making some headway. He's going to swing to the high side. How about this by the 2?
Yeah, he doesn't race that often, but I mean, when he does, he manages to find a way up there. And Eduardo Munez to the race lead now, coming to 13 laps to go. Great piece of driving there from the 2.
Yeah, he's gonna lead. He's gonna lead the lap as well. That's amazing.
Unfortunately, Eduardo is one of those guys, and I hate to jinx this, but in situations like this, he always manages to find a way up to the front when no one expects him to, and then he ends up being wrecked, and he never ends up finishing up where he should be in situations like this. So hopefully tonight he can finish up there and get the finish he deserves, because it happens to him far too often. And there's a couple other people that this happens to fairly often.
Oh, they're gonna go 4 wide. This is not gonna work.
4 wide for second, and just as I was saying that, oh, you've got to be kidding me! Oh no! Oh no!
All right, man. Caution is out.
That might be the worst commentator jinx that's ever happened in this league. Oh my gosh! Oh, Eduardo! Oh man! Well, caution is back out with 13 to go, and it literally happens every time he gets up there. He gets wrecked out of a potential top 5, and it happened again. You can't even script that. Oh, that's terrible. Poor guy. So we'll get a look at this here, but they went 4 wide into turn 3, and there was no way that was ever going to work. I think it ended up being Lyons, Munez, and then I think Dominic split it 4. That's what it was. And the gap just closed. Dominic came up, and Eduardo in the wall, Lyons in the wall, and Peter gets clobbered with nowhere to go. I mean, what else were they going to do? Dominic forced it 4, and there was barely room to, and then once he came up the hill, there was no room anywhere.
Yeah. I mean,
I think Lyons held his line because I didn't think he knew that Dominic was there, so he just assumed that Eduardo was the only car beneath him, when in reality there were actually 4. And so at that point, Eduardo got sandwiched, and there was nothing anybody could do about it.
Yeah, and the spotter as well. They don't spot up to 4 wide, and
I mean, it very rarely happens, though. Especially at Daytona. Talladega is usually the only place you see 4 wide. And this is why you don't see it very often at Daytona. And once again, Eduardo works his way into the top 5 late in the race, and his car ends up a pile of junk instead, so
it's crappy. Super crappy for him.
I mean, it just stinks so badly, because I was talking about how it always happened, and then what happens 10 seconds later? Exactly that. It just... Oh. Hopefully it doesn't happen next week, because that... I mean, he deserves a better finish than that.
He does. He's had a string of bad finishes. I hate it for him. He's raced the series for a while, but, you know, his luck has not the best when it comes to this, stuff. So Eduardo and Kennedy were the ones to get some required off of that. So Eduardo is most likely out of contention. Blake Kennedy is out of contention. Everybody else is going to be fairly. I think they're going to be fair.
I'm surprised Kennedy was still on the track after the wreck he was in earlier.
Yeah.
I thought that hit he took earlier was race ending. So nice rebound for him. Unfortunately, took another big hit here.
Okay, we're gonna get the green with 9 laps to go. Still 11 minutes remaining. Nine laps to go, one to take the green. And I think we have how many cars on the lead lap? 16. Bunch of people toward the back. We're a bit disorganized. Green flag's gonna drop.
And only 10 to go. So, or 9 to go rather. So a much smaller pack. And quite a few of them I think are damaged. So this is going to be interesting to see how this all plays out now. As Miles Nelson will take it 3 wide already. Really get help.
Oh, yes, help from Visconti. I think it's time to go right now.
Looks like they're all splitting Dominic.
Yeah, nobody wants to work with Dominic after that wreck. And actually, Miles didn't get a good enough run. He's not going to clear Dominic. No, now he is. I think Dominic's damaged as well, so that's just not going to work. And here's some new names into the picture. Look at this. O2 Patterson, he's up out of nowhere. And the other Patterson, a Storm Patterson, he's in second.
Yeah, and Josh got third earlier in the street stock race, and he runs third right now, coming to 8 to go. So looking for back-to-back podiums here in the same night is that O2. And now we got 2 Pattersons in the top 5 as they run right now, so interesting tidbit as we make our way through 1 and 2. And it's going to be Justin and Mitch 1-2 again, just like we saw before the 4 wide incident. Just like that, these two managed to find their way back up to the front.
Justin back to the low side. Miles is going to pick up on the high side. It's Visconti pushing. Ow, oh, the wrecking back there. What in the world?
Oh, there they go. Yeah, Granada's around and a couple others.
Caution's out.
Like Holland as well and got some damage in this. And we're teetering on the edge of that session limit now.
Yeah, that's right.
And looks like Holland got up in decline. And nothing Granada could do. And yeah, Klein died.
Yeah, displeased. I mean, he has a right to be displeased. Definitely not clear.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Holland was doing there. And poor Granada as well. And
that's a great save by Granada.
Yeah, I can't say I blame Klein for reacting that way. That was an interesting maneuver there. But yeah, that was a pretty fantastic save there from the 04. Or the 05, rather. So I think Granado will be all right. Though with this few laps to go, it's going to be pretty difficult to gain a lot of spots.
Yeah, we're short on time, so it's going to be a quick yellow. Klein's probably going to be the only person to hit pit road. The only person, as well as Blake Kennedy, who... Almost also Klein, looks like Blake Kennedy has more required. Not a lot of people pitted, so we should get this whole thing to go. About 5 minutes. Or, no, looks like, yeah, we'll have about 5 minutes of session time remaining. That should be able to... Unless we get a caution within these next 5 laps.
Yeah, I would not put it past them if that happens. They've been pretty antsy all night, so it would not surprise me if we do see another yellow come out.
Pace car is going to scoot itself on in. And we're going to be close. We're going to be close on time. They got to make it green for 5 laps.
Can they do it?
I'm not sure. 55 minutes, 34 in the books.
Green, green, green.
60's the limit. Green flag.
Yeah, so if another caution comes out, I think it's going to be it, regardless of how many overtime attempts we have.
Should be a 1-lap shootout if that's the case.
Arca style.
Yeah, Arca style. Not very often you have 1-lap shootouts, honestly. I don't think we've really had a situation.
I think we've
of
had
1-lap
one
shootout.
or two ever. It is not common at all.
Yeah, it's definitely not common. We've had like 100 feet shootouts. Remember the time Hess won? That was interesting.
Yeah, that was fun when it took us like 15 minutes to figure out what happened.
Oh, there you go. There, Visconti sideways. He stacked up the inside line. Miles is gonna throw a huge block.
Oh my goodness, that was gonna happen. And there goes Storm Patterson. Mitch is involved, and there's your caution.
So this is gonna end probably into a 1-lap shootout.
Yeah, that was some cone abuse back there from someone. But yeah, that block was way too late, and it just stacked everybody up, and that's what happens. I mean, Justin's obviously not going to let off in a situation like that.
Yeah, Miles paid the price.
Yeah, and Storm Patterson did as well, and Mitch Hobbs. They both got some pretty significant damage in this, because they stacked up behind Justin. Dominic got doored in that. So there we go.
Yeah, so it's gonna be probably a 1-lap shootout. Oh, it's gonna be green white checker regulation, so we got 3 minutes left. It's gonna be the same situation what we saw last week.
Yeah, if we wreck again after that, it'll probably be a 1-lap shootout, though.
So we will get at least one lap in. So, man, I'm not sure if the time expires on... If the time expires on the... On this lap, once we take the green, because we're gonna take the green... Not really sure, because the way endurance races work, once the time hits zeros, that's the white flag. Wherever you finish is where you're gonna be. So if the time expires within this restart, that's it. It's one lap shootout. So I'm not sure if it's gonna be 2 laps or it's gonna be 1 lap. It should be very, very interesting to see how this will all play out.
I think if there's still time left on the clock once we get the green for 2 to go, then it'll just be the last restart regardless.
Yeah.
And it'll be 2. But we'll see. Justin Johnson, Christian Visconti are probably in the best positions possible right now, and the 80 got caught napping there on that restart. And that's Dominic to take second, and Schmidt's going to go around the 80 as well.
All right, so
I think it's
time
2 to
expires
go.
right now. Time just expired. We'll have to see.
So I think we're going to have a 2 to go restart then. And if a yellow comes out, then I think the field's going to be frozen.
Yeah. So we hit the 1 hour mark. We'll see if this is white flag.
Oh
now they're throwing blocks.
What a block. Whoa.
Who knows? This might have been the white flag. I'm not sure. We'll have to see.
Well, Visconti's leading. If it is, he got a bad restart and Cole doored Justin by accident. They're going to have to gather it up behind Visconti. And if this is the last lap, then the 80 might have just picked up a win after that pretty bad restart he got.
Who knows? Justin can't peek below the
Look at
double
Cole!
yellow line.
Look at Cole!
Cole gets it out the line, and it seems as though this is the white flag.
Cole lost it by 2 1,000ths of a second earlier. Can he get it back this time?
He's blocking the high side. He might get turned doing it.
And Patterson, who finished 3rd earlier, currently runs a position better than that. Can he steal it away?
Look at Schmidt. Oh, Cole got turned!
They both get turned! And
Schmidt's to the lead! They're 3 wide!
Big wreck behind them. It's Schmidt, it's Justin, and it's Visconti.
Schmidt finished 3rd last week. And now here comes the 80. Oh, 80's gonna have help. Visconti's gonna have a huge push.
And out of turn 4, Justin Johnson is in the lead. They're wrecking again. Justin's blocking Visconti. Him and Schmidt are gonna make contact. They're gonna save it. And at the line, Justin Johnson's gonna hold on and win.
2nd win of the season for Justin Johnson, and I don't think that 80 could have made that move to the apron. He would have gotten a black flag, but how about that for Justin?
And points leader Ethan Harrison, 3rd. Where did he come from on that last lap?
Man.
That was huge for not only Justin, but for Ethan Harrison to pick up all of those points on that last lap. Probably is going to keep the points lead for him going into next week.
Take a replay of that final lap again.
Yeah, I think Patterson just pushed Cole a bit too hard, and around he went. Josh still being shown as 10th, but Cole lost a lot more spots than that.
Yeah, I mean, right as soon as, man, right there, he got offline.
Ooh. Dominic got some air, and somebody else got air back here. Yeah, there it is. That was Storm Patterson. So both Pattersons involved in that one. And I think they wrecked again up here in the 3 somewhere.
Yeah, they wrecked in the back in the 3, but not a matter for the win, as you see them spinning back there. But here's the move that won Justin the race.
Yeah, Visconti tried, and they ended up dooring each other. And then Harrison passed Schmidt before the line because of that contact.
Justin
So again, what
made
a
two great blocks off of 4.
I don't know where Ethan Harrison was coming to the white flag, but the fact that he got himself up into third is remarkable. Because we hadn't really talked about him at all tonight, and he found his way up there and got some really, really valuable points.
Results going to be shown on your screen. It's Justin winning, Visconti in second, Harrison third, Schmidt and Marcus Vanderlee top 5. What?
And Tyson Gifford and Bradley Hall. Where did they come from?
How about those for those rookies to finish?
They must have all missed the wreck.
Lyons finishes out 7th. You got Bradley Hall, Tyson Gifford 6th, Paul Granada, and Patterson, who was right in position to win it. Unfortunately, just didn't work.
What a top 10. Henry Clapper ends up 11th. Dominic Howe 12th. Matthew Klein 13th. Storm Patterson 14th. Mitch, Cole, Eric, Miles Nelson, Justin Holland, and Eduardo Munez round out your top 20.
Tabor, Wide Awake, Galvin, Tespera, Hess, Kennedy, Sertage, Bachman, Lutz, Hankins around that top 30.
And the rest of the order, Landon Willis, Jasper Lenglade, Colton Zimmer, Dylan Basin, Joe Burgee, and Benjamin White. And Lucas Mustage and Will Cloud did not start the event here tonight. The show is not over, though. We'll be back here in just a couple of moments as Justin Johnson burns it down. And we'll be back. We will interview your top 3 finishers.
And we welcome everybody back here live for the ACOG iRacing Super Speedway Tour. A wild one to end ourselves off here at Daytona. And in victory lane, how about that for Justin Johnson? Led a fair amount of laps to put himself in this position. What a victory for him and that whole entire team. We'll go ahead and drag him in here into the booth in just a moment. But Dewey, what you think of tonight's race?
Certainly an interesting one, but props to Justin as well. I mean, it's really difficult in races like this to keep yourself up front all night, and he did it successfully and ended up with a hard-earned win, and it's going to get him some valuable points as well. So enough from us. We'll see what he's got to say about his victory here tonight.
Into the booth he goes for Justin Johnson. Congratulations to him in that number 8 machine. His second win of the season. First coming in the Street Stock Tour. And here tonight, congratulations, Justin. Man, what a victory for you. You led the whole 21 laps, the scheduled 50. And you were working with Hobbs by the looks of it to pull yourself forward. Congratulations, man. First thoughts.
Thank you, man. Just like Michigan, last 2 weeks ago, the seas just opened for me going on the backstretch. Like I saw the wreck happening, I went low, and there was just a massive hole in the middle. I filled it, and here I am now. So.
Yep, that's right. And you were nearly in a 3-wide scenario there, but off of 4, or actually into 3, you cleared Visconti and as well as Schmidt into that corner, and you guys sort of buckled in for to have a run to the start finish, but seems as though you played those blocks very, very nicely, and you held off Visconti off of 4. What was going through your mind?
I mean, I knew he was going to try to make a move. I felt like he was going to try to go high and bait high and go low, and I predicted right. So he got blocked, and unfortunate for William, he didn't finish third. But yep, the blocked work, and I'm the one in victory lane.
Yep, that's right. Justin Johnson to top out everybody to the end. Congratulations, man. But before we let you go, any sponsors want to take care for tonight?
No, I just want to thank Mitch Hobbs. Mitch Hobbs, he pushed me to pretty much the whole race, and I want to thank Mark Frimpong too. He was in the call with me and Hobbs, so shout out to both of them.
All right, bud. 10-4. Justin Johnson rounds himself out in victory lane. We'll go ahead and see him come next race, man.
All right, thank you.
And we don't have the rest of the 3 into the booth, so that'll be it here from MaxspeedTV and from the top of the booth. Dewey, any last words you have to say before we let go of tonight's broadcast?
Well, thank you all for tuning in to both races here for tonight. I think we had 2 pretty exciting finishes here tonight. Congrats to Eric Heater and Justin Johnson, our 2 winners here in tonight's events. And once again, thank you all for tuning in. Be sure to be back next time.